Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Americans, Ukraine, history, and terms. A lot of Americans are having a hard time with the dynamics of what's happening in Ukraine. I got a message, and I find it interesting and a little funny at the same time. So here we go. You seem like a smart lady. I like most of your videos, but I don't understand your position on Ukraine. It seems like you don't understand the dynamics of what's happening. European powers are using Ukraine and providing them with supplies in their proxy war against Russia. I don't see why you don't get on the side of American patriots and oppose this proxy war. First, I do oppose the war. I think Russia should leave and end it immediately. Second, the dynamics you're describing aren't a proxy war in the classical sense. And more importantly, the term is kind of an anachronism. Pretty much all major modern conflicts fall into the category of a major power supplying one of the belligerents today. Ever since the advent of nuclear weapons and mechanized warfare, that's just been the face of war. Major powers didn't want to go toe-to-toe after nukes because of that whole possibly destroying the whole world thing. And smaller powers that lack an industrial base capable of supporting a complete defense industry need assistance from larger powers. Because of these two factors, what was once a special classification is now just kind of the norm when it comes to supplies. The closest we get to breaking away from that is the U.S. invasion of Iraq in 2003. But even then, the U.S. used forces like the Kurds as what you would call a proxy under the dynamics you're trying to use. It's still used as a strategy at times, though. Let me break down the dynamics a different way. There's two countries, Country U and Country R. Country U was part of Country R at one point in time, but it decided to separate. Country R wants Country U back. Most, but not all, expect Country U to get rolled over by Country R's superior military, but they don't. They hold their own, and European powers send help. Sure, it helps Country U, but it also helps the European powers, because Country R is a competitor nation. I think everybody would agree that's a fair assessment without any political slant. But there's a problem. I'm pretty sure most of you think I'm describing Ukraine and Russia. I'm not, although it obviously applies. Country U is the United States, and Country R is the British during the American Revolution. This country was founded by a proxy war under the general dynamics that people like to use today. I believe you said something about getting on the side of the American patriots. After it's all charted, this is a horrible conflict, and it should end as quickly as possible. But just like the general dynamics of war have changed over the years, so have the terms of peace. The current dynamics of peace says that the government of the country being occupied doesn't actually determine the end of the fighting. The people do. Look to Iraq or Afghanistan. If Zelensky unconditionally surrendered today, I do not believe the fighting would stop. But if Russia withdrew, it would. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.